Hey guys, this is Eric with RGS Title. This is Jason with Prosperity Mortgage. We're here today to talk about credit and how to improve it. So I'm going to ask Jason a series of questions that I hope enable you to go out into the field and be a little bit more informed as you work with maybe renters now or folks that are considering buying. Would always suggest that you connect them with Jason. But in the meantime, maybe you have a little bit more ammunition, so you're a little bit more informed on how they can improve their ability to purchase. First question I've got for you, Jason. How would I build credit if I don't have a good credit history?
First, thanks for including me in this. There's a lot of great information that we can share. So if someone doesn't have credit history, the first thing they would want to do is, go to their local bank. They're going to get called a secured credit card. They're going to have to put up the cash in order to do so. So if they want a $500 secure credit card, they're taking $500 from the borrower's checking account. And the reason for that is they want to have a little bit of collateral. So because it's the first card, the bank just wants to make sure that they have payment if there was default. But when they're getting the credit card, they want to go out and use it, just whatever they want, and then just pay it off every month. The important part about building credit score is to keeping the credit utilization low. So what I've always used for the last, 19 years almost, is buying a bottle of water, a soda, coffee, tea, whatever that drink is you like to drink every once a month, purchase on that credit card. You get that $3 bill in the mail, you pay it off, it does wonders. I've gone from no credit scores to 700-800 credit scores with clients in a matter of 2-3 months.
That's awesome. That's quick and easy advice. What if I've got a history of credit, but my score is low? What easy steps, quick steps can I take to help improve that?
So two pieces that you want to look at, Eric, is with clients is how much credit do they have available to them. So if someone, for conversation purpose, has $10,000 total available credit to them, but they have $8,000 used, so they only have 20% available usable credit.
Yeah.
So as consumers, we're judged based on usage. So when we have high low credit limits and high usage, that reduces our scores because we're afraid of default. So the two things we can fix that with is either paying down those credit cards, or an easier way, if you haven't talked to the credit card companies in a while, is increase your utilization. So then that reduces the amount of credit limit that you've already
Sure,
used.
that margin grows,
Yeah.
which helps you.
Exactly.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
What if I've, say I have a credit card and I've maxed it out and I got in over my head, and gradually over the last couple of years, I paid down that credit card, I finally paid it off. Should I close that credit card? Is that advisable?
That's a misconception. A lot of people think I'm done, I don't want to use it anymore, let me just close it so I'm not tempted to put more money on it.
Yeah.
The problem with that is creditors judge us as consumers based on usage. So if we pay off a credit card, close it, we're telling the creditors, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, that we're not responsible enough to have this credit card open to be able to put stuff on it without running the credit card up. So they take 20 to 30 points off each credit bureau when we close a credit card.
Wow.
So it's better to not use it and then let the creditor, let's just say it's Chase Bank, for example, let them close it after 5 years for not using it.
Yeah.
But the other side of that coin is once they close it for not using it, you're still going to get hit a little bit. It's just at a reduced number. So if you think you're going to want to ever use that credit card, go back to that old adage of buying that little drink that you like to, once a month, just to keep it active.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned the 3 credit bureaus. One of the things that's always confused me is why do they have a different number? I don't understand that.
So if we all knew the algorithm that really was behind the scenes, I think we'd all be geniuses, because I don't even know if the credit bureaus know that algorithm. So the quick answer is not all creditors report to all 3 credit bureaus. So for example, a mortgage will report to all 3 credit bureaus. A car loan usually reports to a TransUnion and Equifax. Experian usually is the lowest of the 3 scores all the time when dealing with a mortgage.
Okay.
And a lot of that is because not everybody reports to them. So those scores are different because they're not all equal as far as all of our credit that we have obtained reporting to all 3 bureaus.
Okay.
So they're judging us differently.
Got it. One of the other questions I had is there's a lot of fear out there in regards to fraud. And I wanted to know if there's I don't know if there's an app or something or some kind of service that would enable me to monitor for fraud.
So the best one that I use is Credit Karma. It's a free one, but the purpose of it, it's very thorough. It tells you, you're 100% on all your payments. You've never missed a mortgage payment or credit card, car loan, student loan, whatever you have. Tells you what all your available accounts are. And in monthly, it'll report back to you to say, hey, you've paid off your credit card, so you have a zero balance, or your mortgage debt's gone down by X dollars. So it's easy to follow. There are ones you can pay for out there. What I find is it doesn't always report collections, and it doesn't always report judgments.
Okay.
So using the free one's probably the best way to go.
Supplemental question that I didn't prep you for. Why is the score that Credit Karma pushes out, I use Credit Karma, why is the score that it pushes out always, at least in my experience, higher than what comes back when I say apply with you to go get a mortgage?
So good question, and I've actually seen that go both ways. I've seen where Credit Karma's been higher than what we pull, and I've seen where Credit Karma's been lower than what we pull. And the best example is, I guess we're both kind of sitting here in opposite positions, because Credit Karma reports my scores much lower than what they actually are for a personal transaction that we recently did. So it kind of flip-flops. And the reason for that is the algorithms. They're not using what the hard credit pulls algorithms. They're just really there to show a fluctuation. If that score that they're showing is moving in the upward direction, you're good. If it's moving in the downward direction, is it because of credit utilization, new accounts, or is there fraud going on?
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And then I didn't even realize this was an option, but apparently you can freeze your credit with the 3 bureaus. Can you go into that a little bit?
Yeah, it's complicated because now we're going out to the actual bureaus' websites and they're just not user friendly. But if you go to TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax, there is a link. Typically, it's in the smallest print possible, because why would it be easy?
Yeah.
And it says, freeze my credit. It's important. You don't have to, but it's important to do so if you're not planning on using it, because then you don't have to worry about anybody pulling any accounts on your name, because the access isn't there.
Yeah.
And I'll take it a step further, because on children, that's one of the largest ways to have fraudulent accounts, because children typically don't have credit yet.
Yeah.
And what a fraudster will sometimes do is take the children's information, and all they do is change their birth date.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden they are 18, they can't obtain credit, and they use credit in other people's names. So when you go in and freeze credit, it's important, because you're going to freeze for 3 different bureaus, and they all do them very differently. But there's PIN numbers that they're going to give you, that they're going to come in the mail. Save those PIN numbers, because if you try to unfreeze your credit without those PIN numbers, it's almost as hard to get in the White House as it is to unfreeze your credit, which becomes frustrating when you're trying to buy a house or even a car. You can't do it because your credit's frozen.
Right.
So I highly recommend it. I always do it. You can unfreeze it for 30 days for transactions, or just for a day.
Yeah.
And you can even tell them who's going to pull your credit, so they know that should be the person they're looking for.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you. I really appreciate Eric including this. I mean, this is a lot of fun, be able to share information. If you guys think of anything else that we want to add in the future, Eric and I are always open to it. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.